Good evening. I'm Chief Cedric Alexander. I'm here joined by the Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County, Mr. Burl Ellis. I'm happy to report that the subject, Mr. Chazrel Burton, who was allegedly responsible for the shooting of a 2-year-old on June 27th in Stone Mountain in front of a Kroger store, has turned himself in a couple of hours ago to the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, Fugitive Squad. To my left are two representatives that are here with us and assisted us wholeheartedly in the search and sought after of Mr. Burton as well too. And certainly would like to thank both of those that are here with us this afternoon, Captain Dreyer and Major Sims. And what I'd like to do is give them an opportunity to speak on behalf of the Sheriff's Office Fugitive Squad as to what occurred this afternoon in the apprehension and Mr. Burton turning himself into the Sheriff's Office.
The DeKalb Sheriff's Office Fugitive Squad put a lot of pressure on the subject. We acted on all tips that we received from the Crime Stoppers. And we also passed out a lot of bolos that also offered an award for him, was him to turn himself in. And he decided to go ahead and, after all the pressure, went ahead and turn himself in to the DeKalb Sheriff Jail.
Thank you. So I'd like to do is, as CEO, to say some words in regards to this and his heartfelt response as well too. Mr. CEO.
Yeah, thank you, Chief, and good evening, everybody. Let me first of all thank the men and women of DeKalb County Law Enforcement, DeKalb County Police Services, and particularly the Fugitive Squad from the Sheriff's Office. I want to thank them for their fine work in apprehending the suspect. Chief Alexander and I had an opportunity to meet with the Harrison family and to see young Evan at the hospital yesterday. I do want to report that his family says he's doing better. He's still, there's still reason to be concerned, but he's doing much better. He's doing more breathing on his own, and that's certainly a good sign. His complexion looks good, his weight looks good, and so we visited and prayed together. Obviously, this is a traumatic experience for them as a family. I want us as a community to continue to keep the Harrison family in our thoughts and our prayers as they move through this ordeal. But in DeKalb County, public safety still remains our top priority, and we have one of the finest law enforcement agencies, departments, from police to our Sheriff's Office to all the agencies that work in coordination with one another. And I'm extraordinarily pleased with the fine work they did. And not only apprehending or putting the pressure on the suspect in such a way that he turned himself in, but also in identifying who the suspect was in a tremendously short period of time, and just doing a fantastic job. And so thank you for the good work you all have done, and I'll let the Chief take whatever questions you'd like to. Chief?
Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Any questions?
Just how important was it to get this particular suspect in custody? He talked about all the pressure that was applied, following up on all the leads, the bolos. Why such a show of effort to get him in custody?
Well, in an incident like this, anytime anyone is injured violently, such as what we saw here back on June 27th, I think it become important. You're talking about a 2-year-old child, an innocent child who's out shopping with his parents, and a father who is just being a good citizen and trying to help someone else. And you had this senseless act to occur. And when something like that happens in this community, we're going to confront it, we're going to go after it, and we're going to take all our assets and everything that we have to go after an individual that hurts a child. But it hurts anyone, period. But specifically a child, an innocent 2-year-old child. And as you heard the CEO say momentarily ago, he and I had an opportunity to go out to Eggleston yesterday and to visit this child. And I'm going to tell you, to stand there and watch a 2-year-old with a breathing apparatus in their mouth, who's just totally innocent, trying to recover from an abdomen wound because someone was senseless and reckless it's just not our effort. It was also the effort of this community as well too, because a number of people did call in initially and provide us with some initial leads. And I would like to give kudos to the investigative unit here, our major crime unit, who were right on top of this, did great work. And when we ran into roadblocks, our partners from the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office's Fugitive Squad, they went out and do what they do best. And they did a tremendous job, and we did a full court press. And he came up and made himself known and went on and turned himself in without incident. So we're going to go after those who are violent in this community. Let me be very, very clear about that. And myself, nor the CEO, is going to tolerate this kind of behavior in this county. And we're going to do everything that we can to keep people safe in this community. And of course, Crime Stoppers were very helpful to us as well too. And also want to also thank the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm, who also put up a $5,000 reward in addition to the $2,000 that was offered by Crime Stoppers. So there were a lot of us, a lot of people involved in bringing this person and putting pressure on this person to turn himself in. And we're just glad he was able to do that without further incident.
So this was a joint effort between both of them?
Absolutely. Positively it was. And here again, I want to thank the Sheriff's Office for being instrumental in this and played a humongous job last night and today in terms of the work that they did and work in that community and that neighborhood to make this happen for us today.
Based on the incident that happened out there, can you characterize the public threat? I mean, I know this 2-year-old was shot, but who else was at risk based on what happened outside?
A lot of people are at risk. The mother of that child was sitting in that car. Of course, the father who was trying to help someone else. Fortunately, neither one of them was hit. There were shoppers that were coming in and out of that busy grocery store that day. If you go back and you look at the footage, that Kroger store was full of people, and he was just right outside the front door. And as many as 12 to 15 shots were fired from an automatic weapon that he was in possession of. So there was potential for this to be far greater. But I'm going to tell you, here again, anytime a 2-year-old child, or any child in this community is harmed in such a violent way, we're coming after them. But that's for anybody, a child or an adult. We're just not going to tolerate this kind of behavior.
Is it too early to say if this suspect has a criminal background or anything like this before?
Yeah, it's too early for us to know that as of yet. This is still, I mean, he just turned himself in a couple of hours ago, so I think there's more that will be explored, but I'm quite sure we'll be able to answer those questions for you forthcoming. Any other questions?
Did you recover a weapon?
That's still under investigation at this time, and but I can probably make some reasonable assumption that hopefully a weapon will be turned into us. But more importantly than anything else, that we have a subject who turned himself into us, and this does not turn into a further incident of anyone else getting hurt. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
What
Yeah.
does it say to folks who might want to step up and be a good Samaritan in the future? I mean, this guy was being that his child got shot, his 2-year-old got shot.
Right. It's one of those things. A lot of people don't know what they're going to do until they put into these kinds of situations. And he was put in the situation, and he did what he felt at that time and at that moment was the best thing to do. But I tell you what, we got a lot of great citizens inside this community, people who are eyes and ears for us in this community, and I want to encourage them to be eyes and ears for us here in this community, because when we see people who are just outside the law and who are acting in ways that create a dangerous environment for all of us, we need all the community to come together, and that's all of us, police, sheriff's office, but more importantly, we got 730,000 citizens out there that we know going to support us in incidents such as this.
So what he did, you would encourage others to do?
What I would encourage others to do is to be eyes and ears for this police department and for other agencies. Be eyes and ears, and we'll do the rest.